Let's bring in Mount Sinai Health System COVID specialist, Dr. David Putrino. Doc, I told you I'd have you back, and I'm going to keep having you back because, frankly, you're a precious commodity, which is a clinician who's got the resources and the resolve to look at these questions. First, am I full of balagna? Do you believe there is more illness since the pandemic, as we've been seeing excess mortality since the pandemic? Do you believe that that is true?
No, absolutely. I think that this observation is spot on. You're not the first person to make it, and we're certainly starting to see more and more studies that indicate that individuals are more susceptible to many respiratory viruses and other forms of viruses, not just COVID, since the pandemic.
So, in social media, where I keep telling you not to go, you will find a community who will say, yeah, it was the vaccine. This is all vaccine related. There is no such thing as long COVID. There is only long vax. Do you accept that?
No, I don't. I think I've been fairly clear on the fact that we do believe that vaccine injury is real and that there is a subset of individuals who have experienced that. However, we have been seeing thousands of individuals with long COVID prior to vaccination with the COVID-19 vaccine, and we were seeing patients in 2020 before anyone had released a vaccine. So long COVID is certainly related to infection from SARS-CoV-2. What we also know is that when you're infected with COVID-19, even if it's a mild infection, we know that SARS-CoV-2 seems to affect the immune system. Our group, along with our collaborators from Yale and Stanford University, as well as other groups, have published multiple times that even mild COVID infections seem to affect the way that your natural killer cells attack infections. It seems to affect the way that our T cells attack infections and protect us from infections. So I think one of the notions that we actually need to challenge is, for the longest time, we've told people that, if you get an illness and you recover, it just makes you stronger. What we're seeing over and over again is that's not the case with COVID. Every time you get a COVID infection, your immune system seems to suffer. It's kind of like a boxer. Every fight takes a little bit more out of them. And they're not getting stronger with every fight. They're not getting stronger with every hit that they take. Every single time, there's an increased chance that something bad is going to happen to the immune system. And I think that this influx of illness that we're seeing is related to that.
Look, I believe I'm living it. I hope I'm wrong, but people are losing their voice right now. There's some virus going along. Not me. I get it. Goes right into my sinuses, right into my lungs, and now I'm on, enough medications to fill up a CVS just to keep me on television. I have more steroids on me than The Rock right now. Not the same type, but I have to do a lot more to stay healthy ever since I got long COVID. Now, I want to make this point, very fine point. One of the problems that many clinicians like you had during the pandemic of people saying, don't worry about COVID. We have ivermectin, we have hydroxychloroquine, we got all these different things you can take. We'll make you fine, and they work great on people. And people like you and my doctor, Dr. Robin Rose, were sounding the alarm saying COVID's a different animal. If you're exposed to it, it's doing things to you down the road that we're seeing that we don't yet understand. What do we do about this now if it's true that even a mild exposure to COVID can create non-COVID related illness in people? Where's the urgency? Where's the alarm bells going off?
We need to be very, very firm with our messaging that there is no such thing as a mild SARS-CoV-2 infection. There is no such thing as a SARS-CoV-2 infection that does not have prolonged consequences. Until we can fully understand the long-term effects of COVID and who is susceptible and who is not, the only thing that we can do to protect ourselves, our families, our immune systems in the long term is to avoid infection.
Dr. Putrino, I want to keep this conversation going as you learn things in your practice. If you see things that are out there that are wrong, see things out there that need to be corrected, see things out there that need to be understood, we are always a phone call away. Dr. David Putrino, thank you for your work. Thank you for helping on a problem that many are way too willing to ignore. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.